name's Hido and welcome to Cycling MTG's Card Closeup, where we take a deep dive into a card from Magic's history. And without further ado, let's get to it. Hierophant's Chalice is a 3-mana artifact that you can tap for a colorless, and when it enters the battlefield, it drains an opponent for 1 life, and we gain 1 life. By all accounts, this is a very average and unremarkable card. Although, I do like the nice moody artwork. It really evokes some chilling vampire imagery. And I think the flavour really works as well. You're drawing colourless mana or mana that has been wasted from the blood of your enemies, turning their power against them. Although from a purely mechanical standpoint, this card is really rather weak for a mana rock, as you want it to be tapping for at least one of your colours. And to make it even worse, there are plenty of 3-mana rocks that tap for every colour, not just one of your own. So, why would you ever consider running this card? Other than for flavour reasons, of course. Well, the answer lies in some old cards. And a hungry hippo. I mean dragon. Worldgorger Dragon. A 6-mana 7/7 flying trampling dragon. Which is pretty decent, but that isn't the exciting part. When Worldgorger Dragon enters the battlefield, exile all other permanents you control. Okay, it's not great. I like quite a lot of my other permanents, but let's go. When Worldgorger Dragon leaves the battlefield, return the exiled cards to the battlefield under their owner's control. Hooray! Everything's back. If we're casting this big boy, he isn't very good. But if we can get him into the graveyard, we can have all sorts of fun with him. If we cast either Animate Dead, Dance to the Dead, or Necromancy, which all have variations on enchant creature in a graveyard. When Animate Dead enters the battlefield, if it's on the battlefield, it loses enchant creature card in a graveyard and gains enchant creature put into the battlefield with Animate Dead. Return enchanted creature to the battlefield under your control and attach Animate Dead to it. When Animate Dead leaves the battlefield, that creature's controller sacrifices it. Which is a really complicated way of saying it brings back a creature and attaches itself to it. If the creature goes, the enchantment goes as well. Or vice versa. But it's through the interaction of these two cards that really do have rather complicated rules that we can set up a loop. So we cast Animate Dead and we target Worldgorger Dragon in our graveyard. Worldgorger Dragon returns from the graveyard to the battlefield with the enchantment attached to it. The dragon's trigger goes on the stack and exiles all of our permanents, including our Animate Dead. Animate Dead states that when it leaves the battlefield you have to sacrifice the return creature, so when we exile Animate Dead, we sacrifice our Worldgorger Dragon, which puts its second ability onto the stack to return all the permanents back to the battlefield, which, you guessed it, includes Animate Dead. So Animate Dead re-enters the battlefield, we target Worldgorger Dragon, and so on and so on and so on. So, where does Chalice come into all this gubbins? Every time we begin the loop, and all of our permanents re-enter into the battlefield, we ping our opponents for 1. Meaning that if we keep doing this over and over again, because this is a loop that can continue infinitely if we want, we can ping our opponents to death and win the game. We stand victorious over their corpses. I'm laughing. Everyone's laughing. I love this sort of card as it covers an important part of deck building, which is ramp, while also becoming an integral combo piece that can finish the game. One of the best upsides to this card is that after our opponents see this combo happen a few times, they will become aware that the Chalice is a combo piece. But do they really want to waste their removal on such a garbage card? Probably not, and that is good for us. If we're making our opponents think about what they're going to be destroying, even if it's going to be something as inconsequential as a mana rock, I think that's a win. However, if you are interested in this combo, you should also be running a couple of redundant pieces. Piranha Marsh and Sunscorched Desert are equally as effective in this combo, and they're equally as innocuous, and actually they're probably even better because they're lands. Like, the likelihood someone's going to be able to destroy them is quite low. I do have to warn you though, this combo isn't the most sturdy of creations. If Worldgorger Dragon is destroyed or exiled before its trigger to exile everything resolves, the trigger to bring everything back will go on the stack before that. So what does that mean? Well, the trigger will resolve trying to bring everything back, but it doesn't see anything in exile to bring back. And then all of our permanents will be exiled. This can lead to some quite funny games, where you just sit there doing absolutely nothing. Admittedly, it's not very funny for very long, But, you know, it's always worth trying, isn't it? So, if you are going to give this combo a go, I would recommend having some counter magic backup, or wait until your opponents are tapped out. And that wraps up our card close-up for today. I hope this video has inspired you to try out this card in your own decks, and if I have missed anything to do with this card, please do leave a comment. If you enjoyed this video and want to see some more content, do consider subscribing, as it helps the channel and you can keep up to date with all the strange and wonderful cards in Magic's history. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.